So we're coming live from the dining room table because that's where my office is. Hey everybody, happy Monday to you all. Welcome to 2021. 2021. And in this year, I decided to do the Read 21 in 21. And my first book of the year is Dance Pedagogy for a Diverse World, Culturally Relevant Teaching, Theory, Research, and Practice. As you can see, it's already got some like love marks on it because I am loving this book. Yeah. Um, Me and my sisters have decided that accountability needs to go into this next year. So to hold me accountable for my 21 minutes of reading a day, I decided to make a video every Monday just to kind of throw out my takeaways from my reading. I am in no way, shape, form, or fashion the know-all, be-all about this book or about the content. I'm just sharing. So when you like this video, when you subscribe to this channel, when you type in the comments, just share your thoughts. Let's create a dialogue. Let's create this virtual community because we have to socially distance this year. Yeah? Love the sharing. So my three takeaways from the book so far. Culturally relevant teaching makes me think about this idea of, or that saying, the students don't care what you know until they know you care. So valuing the experiences of our students and making it intentional to show them that you value that by including it in your curriculum. They say that this works best with students of color, but I will go as far as to say that in my experience, I've seen it work well with my populations. Yeah. But specifically, it works well from the reading. My takeaway is that it works well when you're dealing with students whose culture is not the dominant culture. Yeah. So remembering that culture is also not just a shade of our skin. It's more than that. So that dominant culture can be many things. Think about what cultures you identify with. Second takeaway, this critical pedagogy. I'm reading from my notes because like this is an amazing book and I want to make sure I get those things in, right? Critical pedagogy, taking language from the book, seeks to unoppress the oppressed through the use of shared language, critique, suffering, and hope. So this idea that we're going to shine light on those places that are in the shadows, right? Because if my brother or my sister is struggling, then at some point it's going to affect me too. So how can we shine light, talk about the thing, build a plan, and push forward, right? Our pedagogy is going to look at those spaces and we're going to talk about it. Which leads us into the next one, critical dance pedagogy. So you're taking these ideas of the critical pedagogy and applying it directly to dance. This is big for me because I am a dance educator, right? Looking at questions that have us reflect and think about who gets to dance, where do they get to dance, which dance forms are valued, like whose bodies, where the bodies, how these bodies are used, looking at all of those things and thinking about it, discussing it, talking about it. So once again, we shine light on the shadows and we can move forward. Pedagogy, the use of pedagogy also makes me think about this idea of andragogy. If we look at, very loosely looking at this, because some of you might have a little deeper understanding and you can drop that in the comments down there. Andragogy versus pedagogy. Pedagogy looks at children, very vague, generic way of describing this, and andragogy looks at adults. So understanding that the way that I approach children is going to be different than the way that I approach adults, right? So we begin to think about how we're using language. Like, do you have a pedagogy or do you have an andragogy? Andragogy. I'm going to get that word. I just learned that word a couple of months ago, so I'm digesting it in my system, but I'm going to master that word. Looking at being very specific about the language that we use because words have power, right? It's the power that we give them. And that's what all of this critical pedagogy, critical dance pedagogy, that's what it's about. It's looking at power. how the power is used, how it's dispersed, and trying to get to a place where it's dispersed a little more evenly than it has been in the past. I hope this was helpful. Please join me in my Read 21 for 21 because I need a new book. I need like book number 2. Drop your comments in. Let's continue this dialogue. Remember to like, remember to subscribe to the page, and have a blessed day. And always find a reason to dance.